what are the additional responsibility areas that will accelerate the growth of HR managers? Here, there's a lot of cutting edge research that we've been doing. So I'm going to share with you. Okay? I don't know whether you all have tried to implement these, but for example, CSR. Okay, uh, HR managers, as an HR manager, what can you do in the area of CSR? So there's an ISO standard called ISO 26000. Okay, do you know that this is one standard which is a self certification standard? Do you know what's self certification? In ISO 27000, you need a consultant to certify your company to be compliant with that. Most ISO standards are like that. International Standards Organization, most of the standards are like that. But ISO 26000 is not like that. You can yourself certify yourself to be ISO compliant, but there are parameters to be met. There are parameters on labor, social impact, environment, all of that. Labor being one, but HR managers can look at all the aspects because this is the best positioned for HR managers to look at. Okay. Is ISO applicable for all industries? No, it is not applicable for all industries. This is voluntary. But if you say I am doing CSR as per ISO 26000, your reputation is going to be surging across. Okay. It is like a best practice to be compliant with ISO. Then, how else can you help? One is the compliance with ISO 26000 and continuously keep self-certifying yourself when you're doing that. Okay. Selection of projects. What should we contribute? Which entity should we? Which projects get CSR funds from our company? Now, companies do two kinds of CSR. If you are above a particular threshold under Companies Act, you have to do mandatory 2% of profits have to be spent on CSR. Okay, but there are many companies which do it voluntarily also. Okay, in both cases you will have the responsibility to spearhead this initiative. What can you do with CSR? You can do selection of projects, you can help with improvement of policies, you can for CSR which projects to contribute to. The way CSR is usually done is it is a brand building activity. Even if it doesn't directly benefit you, you will use it to enhance your reputation and image in the society. You will want to monitor the end use of the funds contributed through CSR. That will happen only if you understand how CSR works, right? You'll have to figure out what are the provisions for rollover of unused funds. Sometimes you have a CSR budget, but you don't find good enough projects to contribute the money to. Does it mean you waste your CSR funds? You can't do that, right? So you roll them over to unused funds. Okay. Then what else do? You prepare reports for directors who will finally, your director or your director will sign it. The CFO and the CS will prepare the report under Companies Act and SEBI regulation. If it's a listed company, under SEBI regulation also, otherwise only under Companies Act. But they need data. क्या हुआ CSR initiative में? What happened? Who benefited? What was the impact? So this is what you can help with. Okay, how many of you are interested in doing this kind of work? Why I'm suggesting, because remember when we started, I said you have to help the business person, the founder, in generating ROI, right? So that ROI is really important, and these are the additional routes through which you can do this. Okay, another way in which you can do, another key responsibility area you can add is looking at data protection work. Okay, Indian companies which have European or US clientele, they need to comply with EU GDPR or Europe or American data protection law. What is EU GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation of the European Union? There what happens, you have to take valid consent from customers before collecting their data. You have to tell them for which purpose you will use it. Okay, you have to monitor the usage. That data cannot get leaked out also. If there is a breach, then you have to inform. Okay, so this is becoming very important today in the whole industry. Why? Because there's a lot of internet and cloud based services, and data is what people are, all the new businesses, they are being, data is a key component for making a business grow. It's been said that data is the new oil, right? So various companies are exploiting the data, but the point is that how do you exploit it is limited by the data protection regulation. Okay, now some of the companies in India, what do they do to do that? They obtain ISO 27000 ka certification, which demonstrates GDPR level compliance and is internationally recognized. Indian law doesn't require right now. India is going to have a personal data protection bill. But if you do ISO 27000, you will involve an external consultant who will help you making policy and they'll give you certification. Okay. But the point is that you have to spearhead it internally in the company. If you do this, what happens is that the company can get foreign business, okay, foreign clients. And how does a company work? Like all these modern companies, they are going to charge foreign clients a certain amount, like 20,000 US dollars, 1 lakh dollars, 10 lakh dollars per year, and it will be a renewable contract. Now, if you do something like ISO 27000, you have made the market of multiple continents available to your company to expand. Okay. So this is serious business growth stuff. This is not cost center work, cost center or compliance work जहाँ पर आपका ठप्पा चाहिए just to file a return. This is not that work. Okay, are you able to follow how important this data protection work is? Similarly, CSR, your CSR work is very similar to the PR side. It's like you're building the company's brand. CSR करने के बाद you have to also be involved in the PR aspect of CSR. Okay, then data protection work. What else? Now let's look at more of data protection. Okay, the compliance work. Why am I saying HR managers need to do it? By the way, you will be surprised. Okay, so your compliance in data protection is a function of process. Can you tell me who in the company is best positioned to work on process? Who in the company is best positioned? You look at finance, sales, HR, look at all the departments. Okay, you tell me which is the best department to make process. Okay, Yuvraj is saying HR. Okay, what about the others? Do you think legal will make better processes? Lawyers don't study process in college. Okay, IT, okay, IT and HR can make process together. Sure, very good. Who leads it? HR and finance can make, sure. So what is happening? Either you all are saying HR or you are saying HR plus another team. So common factor क्या हुआ? I would believe that finance should also have process, IT should have process. But there is one common factor in the whole process business. It is HR. And HR has connection. You know, HR is the center of all the other teams. And CEO has said that, right? That you help in building the company. That's why HR is there. HR comes into picture when the company attains a certain size, right? Why? Because the company needs to grow, and for that HR needs to be there. So it's not for form filing work. You're there for these important aspects. So HR function is one of the most process driven functions, and you have a linkage with all the functions. Any team, check it out. Okay, just look at your role. You have connection with every team possible. Tomorrow you want anybody on the call from CEO, CFO, CS, company secretary, sorry, chart accountant, legal. Everybody is on call. Agreed? Available to you? Say yes if available on call, like anybody in the company. If not, you say that. Very good. So now if you learn how to understand data, you can play a huge, huge role here. And guess what? India is going to have a Personal Data Protection Act. Right now it's a bill. It will be passed soon in India. It's keeping on getting deferred for the past few years, but now the time has come. It's going to come. All the major technology law firms and Indian law firms are doing research. All corporate law firms, technology law firms are doing a lot of research on data protection because they know this is going to be the next big thing in India. Okay. Now, lawyers will only give you advice. Okay. HR managers will implement the process inside in the company. Okay. So the real work on this can be done by you. IT alone may not do this. I've been looking online, and even in the European Union, do you know something? Companies are struggling to hire dedicated data protection staff. You know why? Because this is job of somebody who is better positioned to handle in the company, and a dedicated data protection person doesn't know anybody. What's he going to do? Just manage data? That's a very strange job role. But HR can do that, and it will be a huge value add. Okay, so there's a huge talent crunch for data protection work. Companies even in the EU are understaffed. So you never know, your Indian company opens a branch office in the EU and they will say that you've led our data protection here. You please go ahead and do this in Europe also. HR teams are well poised to handle this function in house. Now, there are three categories of data you must understand from organizational perspective. There is company data and secrets. Data protection law doesn't deal with this usually. This is going to be dealt with by your agreements, confidentiality agreement, IP enforcement. Okay, so if an employee goes and steals your next iPhone product plan and shares it with a local manufacturer or somebody like a Micromax, okay, now how do you enforce? How does Apple enforce it against the employee? They will go to court, okay, or they will do arbitration. And we'll tell you how support for that also. Those of you who want to learn the basics of going to court and handling everyday civil and criminal proceedings, we'll teach you, we'll help you with that. Okay. But protection of company data and secrets is something you do for the company. Why? Because if you let one person get away, 10 other people will get away. They will say, boss, ये सब पहले हुआ था ना, तो अभी क्यों नहीं हो सकता? तुम कैसे enforce करेगा? Okay, that is what they will say. That it's happened earlier. We can also do it. So you have to make a signal there that we enforce legal rights. Okay. Second thing is protection of employee data. Okay. This will build trust, but it will also be legally necessary once the data protection regulations come into force. And this is the biggest category. This is the biggest one where you want to get in. So category 1 and 3. If you do 1 and 3, 2 you will be able to do because 2 is a lesser form of 3. Okay, but customer data you need to really get into. Both of these are ROI related positions. These are not cost positions. They are not. If you do these, you will increase the employer's the whole productivity inside the organization. Now, what do you need to do? How do you do this work? You have to create appropriate consent and data retention procedures, implement policies for incident management and disclosure of data breach. Okay, what is incident management? Somebody hacked in. Okay, now IT will look at the hacking thing, but when that happens, okay, if somebody didn't even hack and there was like a security flaw, somebody could have hacked, you don't know. Now, what are you supposed to do next? IT will tell you, boss, this is what our report is saying, our Amazon server is saying this was not secure at this point in time, there was a lapse. As an HR, you have to follow the principle and report the data breach to the proper authority. Okay, and if there's a loss, you'll have to kick in another process. This is a process. Okay, it's not technical skill, it is process. Technical skills the other departments will do. Training the organization's employees on data protection is important. And I'm not lining you up for today, right? We are doing this work for 4 months down the line, 3 months down the line, 5 years down the line, right? So you start with the code on wages and get into all of this, which means you're irreplaceable. Implementation of systems to minimize data risks, managing the process to inform customers about use of data, data protection measures. This is legally required in certain jurisdictions. You have to tell in the policy, this is how we use your data. If you want to erase your data, do this. And this is a part of product features. In the product, there will be terms and conditions and policies. On any app will have that. Okay, so you have to write those things down, and you as HR are doing that, meaning you are working with the legal, product, finance team together. Okay, so you're basically at the high echelon, high level of management. Anti-corruption work and whistleblowing. This is a new area of work. There's obviously, in India, the movement towards corruption-free India. India has anti-corruption laws. US and UK companies have very strict consequences for corruption and their laws. So US has a separate law. Okay, UK has anti-bribery act. In all of these, what happens is that if in the US, let's say they have a $10 billion, $50 billion company. In India, they have a small subsidiary. If they are engaging in corruption, okay, in India also, under US law, they will be punished with a percentage of their turnover if it is found out. US law says you can't do any corrupt activity, even like you cannot offer bribes, unauthorized payments in any foreign country also. Forget US, any other foreign country also. So what the foreign company's senior management does is that in India, they will engage forensic investigation law practice. So the corporate law firms do this work and other forensic investigation firms do this work to check कि भाई ऐसा हुआ है कि नहीं. This is the external person is doing inside. As an Indian HR manager of a big MNC, how will you do this? This is what you can do here. Getting into anti-corruption, and isme technical work is not there. You have to create a policy and then you have to implement it. You have to create anti-corruption policy, train the employees, and then give them enough examples and then track. And nobody tells you, na boss, I made an unauthorized payment after you say you cannot make these things. So you have to create a whistleblowing system on top of it. Whistleblowing system means somebody else who's aware of this is going to get incentivized to report this, and you'll not fire him from his job, you'll not demote him, you'll not boycott that person. Entire sales team will not boycott somebody from another team, from marketing team, if that person says ki idhar corruption tha, somebody paid unauthorized payment to a government official. So no adverse implication, anonymity will be protected. That you can do. Okay. Now, how do you enforce that? How do you implement that? That is the challenge for HR managers. Now, how many of you think that learning this actually makes sense, right? Say yes if you think it makes sense. Now, consequences of corruption. Sting operations, you all are aware. Sting operation में पकड़ा गया तो your company, government department, everybody reputation is gone. Criminal punishment is there under Prevention of Corruption Act. Any act you see, okay. In foreign statutes, there's disgorgement or payment of profits on the foreign companies all over the world turnover. Okay. Loss of contract can be there. The reputational damage is quickly followed by customers losing faith, clients terminating contracts. Okay. So point is that you cannot say by India mein dhanda aise hi hota hai. You cannot say that anymore, right? And if you are working with a foreign company, harder to do that. How many of you want to work with MNCs either as consultants or as employees? Even Indian companies, you will need to now start doing that, okay? Because they are moving increasingly towards this trend. You know why? Because a lot of Indian companies today are funded by venture capital and private equity investors. A lot of these investors, whether they are Indian or foreign, they don't want to be in violation of the law. Before investing, they will do due diligence. Okay, they will check कहीं corruption तो नहीं हुआ है, is there posh committee in place, are there labor compliances in place. So if there are loopholes over there, they can say, boss, this is a very big loophole, I am not going to invest in this company. Okay, uh, that's where you're responsible. Or they'll say that promoter will take care of any problem, any fine promoter will personally bear. Promoter will say, no boss, you are investing in the company, so the risk is shared. So that's where you get into say that, hello, there is only business risk. All these legal risks are not there. Okay. Because you as an HR manager have a continuous opportunity to fix these situations.